아, 아, 오케이. 라스타 플레이치. 이건데.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it. I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall.
뭐가 이게? 여성 생선거리 미스터리?
It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible. It must have been something else.
아까 봤던
Of
거겠지.
course, that mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around too.
휴.
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of two different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us. The workers took the artifact and placed it into the cabinet of curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details. This mermaid helped me to learn that.
열렸구연.
Ah yes, my mother's studio. She was an authenticator and this was her cabinet of curiosities.
I never saw the point. What does it matter if some artifact is real or not? It still exists.
Another fake Holy Grail. Its owner claimed to be the heir of King Arthur. Scarcely believable. He also insisted a deadly rabbit was hunting him.
오, 박제까지.
One of the most ridiculous fakes I ever saw. Its owner insisted it was a polar bear. He thought the white paint on the brown fur wasn't noticeable.
왜 가짜들을 슈퍼했을까?
Mother said this was among the hunting trophies of a Scottish Viscount.
So he tried to persuade everyone that his forest was inhabited by these beasts. It would have been thrilling if it were actually true.
I remember this cozy blanket. It was perfect for...
Wigwam! Oh, that was a joy to build them. imagining ourselves as wayfarers on the other side of the world.
영화네. 왔다? 챕터 1? 홀맨? 왓슨! 왓슨이 맞나?
Watkinson and Holman, Chapter 1, by
와킨슨?
Wallace D. Oram.
Oh, Mycroft. He always acts so serious, but then reads tripe like this.
John, if I remember correctly, you couldn't put this book down. Oh, I remember these. We used them to spar together until Mycroft found out and forbade us from using real weapons. So many calling cards. Mycroft liked to keep useful people at hand. Reliable and driven. I recognize Mycroft's handwriting. Officer Luciano J. Placido.
데프라시드 장관 오셔서 감사하다 말씀드리고 싶습니다. 당신 대표 등과 유리한테 합니다. 맥두걸 판사? 응.
Carefully opened.
음식 뭐 그런 건가?
Dated 24th of April, 1869.
크로다나 시청을 시의 상황가인의 오토리터 박스 집행이 박사가?
This drawer was always closed. Only Mycroft knew how to open it.
I remember we tried to break it open and spy on him, but alas, had no success. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Sherry.
1852, Bingley, West Yorkshire. This photo caused a lot of fuss. My mother spent some time to prove it was a fake.
Look, it's Roger. This jolly old man's well preserved. Even looks
골디
refreshed.
로저?
I doubt he
로저는
drew much
아니겠지.
interest at the auction.
That's for the best. I'd be upset if he fell into the wrong hands.
The so-called mummy of a Persian princess. The defrauders did good work, but missed one small detail. It's the mummy of a man. And this one was brought from a German museum. They claimed it belonged to Vikings. Nonsense, of course. Vikings never had horns on their helmets. The full plate armor of Sir Robert Saunford. I was told my father won it in a wager.
멋있다.
Armor is armor.
한
but
번만
look
뽑고
at
싶다.
his sword.
오, 나랑
Oh,
똑같네.
how badly I wanted to wield the blade.
인정.
Maybe you take it instead of your pistol.
하! 재밌을 것 같은데. 신기한 물건의 방에서 찾은 찢어진 졸업장. 다시 조립하여 번역해보니 졸업장에는 스위스 제네바 대학의 이사회를 대신하여 이 대학의 총장은 공유 요관 시험 참선하며
Clearly, it was deliberately
왜
torn.
찢었지?
Wonder why someone would do that.
이거 뭐 인도 쪽이야?
The Tulpa. Studies in Tibetan
아하.
mentalism. An impressive number of bookmarks. Someone was rather obsessed with this subject.
어이씨, 뭐 못 읽었는데요? 아, 진짜. 오토의 동생이 보낸 편지. 사실 살사가라. 있긴 해.
I'm starting to remember something.
뭐가 기억나? 예? 인상적인 실험자다. 내가 그렇다. 실험하고 있었어? 새끼 안 되겠네 이거.
I used this ladder to look at the top shelf, right? On the day of Mother's breakdown upstairs.
Right you are, Sherry.
We heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what, and we didn't have a great view from behind the statue. The books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
쉽지 않은데? 이거 보면
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait, did you hear that? Come here, Sherry.
You call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them.
돌파이라 생각할 만하네.
I heard a noise in the hall. Let's check it out. Sherry, look. We've got a
뭐야?
parcel here. Hurry up and let's see what's
아니
inside.
지준이한테 그것도 없이
An invitation that comes with a mask. We can't miss this, Sherry.
이거까지 좀 할까? 어디라고? 그랜드 사라이의 코로드나 쓰던 어디 수도원? 여기? 코로드나 수도원 여기 있구만. 여긴데.
That was the third in a row.
무해한 집도 절도.
That was the third in a row, and
그날 뻔. 들어가면 되는겨?
Welcome, sir. I do.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
리신이 있는데? 오 쉣.
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
oh, I heard the finale will be splendid.
Do you know what was here before Manchiosa's family bought?
주부분이 미스터리한 모시기.
Do you know what was here before Manchiosa's family bought it?
아니죠? 아니죠? 이거 같고요. 뭔가 다 아닌 것 같지만 맞췄고요. 오컬트를 신봉하는 라고 있었다. 자, 안 됐다. 오.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry. One more piece, and I can expose these base hedonists. My goodness, Sherlock. They made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. Cahors it, I guess.
Nancho's had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
와우, 지렸고. 이전 파티에 있었던 추운에 대해서 이야기했다. 부충독이 젊은 남자와 함께 있던 것을 어?
I'll pin them down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
도전이었어?
Sherlock, friend, I wasn't sure you'd come.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
Huh. You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, something to smoke, or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual, a potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
My mind already operates at a far higher level than most. I struggle to believe anything could improve it. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as it's.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends. These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult ones. Romantic poetry and prose. Someone's in touch with their feelings. Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower?
엥? 에?
My God. Was he here this whole time?
어디 보자. 하나씩 봐볼까요?
The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a
Divinorum.
slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly.
어허.
This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus drawn in a hurry.
한 대
A
맞은 거
blunt-force
아니야?
trauma may have
그치.
suffered an internal hemorrhage.
K.
This
뭐예요?
crude tattoo partially covers a slave branding.
이렇게 여기가 이게
This golden handle has a bloodstain on it. The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart.
직격탄.
The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it.
와.
He died right
사후
here.
경직 때문에.
The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars.
화성과 금성이라고? 똑같이 했구만.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion. An open wound spoiled the carpet. Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened.
저걸로 쳤다는 거네.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves? Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. This is a different ritual.
이웃이 읽고 연습할 거 만치오스. 나치의 여성이 재단의 꼭지대 위에 누워있다. 아이아를 상징한다. 너의 몸에 기름을 발라 그녀 내면의 짙은 행위를 깨운다. 근데 남자가 누워있대요 지금은. 야라 아티스타. 일본아 다시 오면 되는 거야. 나 채팅창 성형.
How
아하,
can anyone accept such behavior?
약간 그런 곳이군요.
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal. Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains. Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchos.
Would you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
뭐가 존나 많아졌어잉. 아이, 멍멍이가 짓고 있는 거. 그죠?
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
보고 지나갈 뻔.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood.
여기도 손자국이 있네.
A bloody handprint on an armchair. The wounded person was here for some time. There appeared to be no further traces leading to the altar. Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts, but I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right, then pull yourself together, Werner. Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were
filling time.
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
So, Sherry, do you have any idea?
Woo!
Fears about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
얘 먼저 둥기로 치고 그 다음에 푹 찔렀다는 거잖아. 그래서 이거 피고 있었을 때 같이 치고 마무리를 했다. 이걸 여기서 누가 잠그고
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
에? 누군가가 잠그고 쟤를 찌르고 이렇게 할 수도 있겠군. 그럴 것 같은데?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
에? 멍이 있잖아. 이게 맞는데.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
아, 이렇게 할 수도 있나?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
이게 아니야, 전화? 헤드 어택하고
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
아니 뭐야? 파비오가 잠갔을 가능성도 있는 거잖아. 그럴 일은 없을 거고. 이게 많은데. 찔렀고.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
아니 누가 봐도 범죄자가 씻어야 되는 거잖아. 이것도 아니라며.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
아니 뭐지?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
뭘 얼마나 대체 제대로 해야 되나 본데.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
아. 야, 씨발 또 이런다 또 이래. 이거 병원 후드 깐 거잖아.
similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
아, 저 나한테 왜 이러지?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
어디가 틀린 거야 대체? 아, 여기서 뒤졌다며요? 손 씻고 여기 있는 가능은 가져갔겠지. 내가 가져갔으면 없을 거 아니야.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge.
씨발,
Then,
또
to
어떤 애가
ensure no one
잠근
would
거였어.
interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The
아,
unconscious
분명
body of
두
the victim
개밖에
was moved to the
없었잖아.
altar room.
씨, 진짜 짜증나게
Once
하네.
the body was on the altar,
언제
the
또 하나만
murderer thrust
생기고.
the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you alright? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I
내가
know what
잘못
happened
찾은
here.
건가? 이해를 할 수가. 오, 현재 진영으로 된다.
This party. Bring me more dirt.
아씨, 중간에 하나 바꿔가지고 안 된 거였네. 아, 진짜 개빡친다. 이것만 다시 씨발 돌려놓은 건 그냥 되는 건데. 아, 빡친.
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all. The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
불안하니까
Kurt
얘기했구나.
Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on?
Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
왜? 방금 두 장면 이건 진짜 죽을 수도 있는데? 갑자기 이 예능적인 연출은 뭐지?
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we had Vogel in his letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
Is there something wrong with that? Do you know something about her?
I was working on the paperwork of her case while you still had milk on your lips.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Perhaps we can negotiate. I could be quite useful.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you.
맞아요.
Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
이거 경찰 신고를 했었네. 말로 갈린다. 자에서 스치러박에 뜨는 신고에 따라 완초스 저트에 대한 급수가 떨어짐. 댓글과 다수의 용의자를 체포했으며 해서나 피자의 실시된 가정을 네. 네.
Back on track to solve the case.
그랜드 시라의 신신과 목격자인 산토트 집사장 오케이.
found Werner.
Werner, are you all right?
Oh, yes, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure
증거로
your
다
release, but
묵살해
with
줄게.
proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope. I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti,
Do I know him?
the major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you.
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him. I know you can untangle this mess.
5, 6번이나 했는데.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
그게 뭐가 있더라고. 그러면 때려서 같은 출신 확인. 어이구.
Fabio and yourself were slaves, am I correct? You have a similar branding on your body.
Yes. It was a long time ago.
Couldn't help but also notice fresh cuts upon your forearms.
The cuts helped me to forget my past, to cover the old wounds and hide them.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Gordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite
아하.
sometimes.
미리 이렇게 다 해놔야 돼. 이
Good
누구세요?
day, Mr. Manchios.
아,
I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers. The new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the Boers again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
I need to examine you first.
할배라서 염색하고 다니는구나. 손은 왜 이렇게 더 하얘? 언제 씻었대? 이누인 건 어떻게 알았대? TTI 파티션 아. 그거 같은데?
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
이거 물어봐야지.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him. That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true labourers, I see. Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
Okay. 아직까지 봐? 뭐가 더 있어야 되니?
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here. They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Okay.
This area is restricted.
Yep.
Mr. Pinchetti,
아이
a pleasure to
빵가롱.
meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
한번 보자고. 목에 뭐가 있네. 를 밟았어요. 안에 들어갔었다는 거네.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
Do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Guest?
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always Fabio-centric.
And Matista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose. Please let me out.
이래도 안 돼? 와, 몇 개를 갖고 있어야 되는 거야?
Please let me out.
증거물.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
산토스 이 꿈많은 곡괭이. 그의 여정이 나더라고 여정 와. 그런 것 같다. 만추스 저택에 어허?
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
범인일 수도 있겠는데?
I've no idea about that.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
I know I can handle the news.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers. Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
뭐 해야 되냐?
Did you hear Basilio Capello is in jail? A dead body was... Did you hear Basilio?
In the police. Let's pretend to be cops, eh? We can just stand around and look confused.
Could you help me?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Please let me out.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Excuse me, just one question.
I'd tell you if I knew, but unfortunately, I don't.
Good day. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
Aha.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner.
고개를 증거상에서 찾은 편지.
Not the time for privacy. An emergency kit for boredom. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings. Her key to the altar room. That's not for bedtime reading. This ex libris belongs to Manchios Library.
여러분이 맞다. 어?
The book describes a ritual
새끼가?
similar to the one performed in the altar room.
안 되겠네.
Werner's personal sketchbook. Thank you, officer.
새끼들이
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
You being on a bender?
Touché.
This
이거 뭐예요?
book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
I've nothing to add. I've nothing to add. I've nothing to add.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
이런.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Pinchetti. We'll continue later.
모르겠네.
I appreciate your cooperation, Mr. Manchios.
뭐가 범인일까?
Wait just a moment, I have something to check.
네, 딴 데는 둘째치고 얘 신발에 그게 있었잖아. 안에 들어갔었다는 건데. 만치오스는 좀 애매하단 말이지. 아, 근데 죽였다 한들 방 안에는 2명밖에 없었을 거란 말이지. 근데 책으로 이걸 했어요. 이게 같은 방에 안에서 잠겼으니까 1명밖에 없었는 게 확실하고. 근데 어떻게 알았지? 목격자가 어떻게 되지? 아, 근데 얘가 그 문양을 어떻게 알았을까? 아니, 죽이고 나서 살려고는 아니었을 것 같은데. 사랑의 이미지 살리는 게 아니잖아. 몰래 가져갔고. 여자한테 한번 가보자. 아니, 선택한 건 아니잖아.
Matista, you killed Fabio during the ritual.
What? No! I could never.
You were there when Fabio was killed. He fought for his life and inflicted those bruises on your body. but you knocked him out eventually.
I was with the guests all the time. Manchios ordered me.
You knocked out Fabio with a bottle, you locked the door and placed him on the altar. You cast spells and pushed a blade between his ribs. The blood from his wound was used to draw symbols across his body and the room itself. You wanted to use your gift to resurrect him, but he failed to wake up. So you cleaned yourself up and left the room, realizing the full scale of what you'd done.
That's just wrong. I didn't do it. You didn't see what happened.
Then tell me, what did happen?
I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't either.
Fabio was a rising star. Cordona already knew of him, and you were not as popular. Your duo was coming to an end. He would have left you, and you were afraid of that. Since you believe in your gift, you thought you could revive him after death. And that time, he would have stayed with you.
That is not true. I was afraid of him leaving me, but I would never have hurt him.
이대로 이거 해야 되는 거야? 나 그 떠난다 하면 안 돼? 아직 정한 게 아닌데. 아, 딴 톤인지 뭔지라는 거 너무 신경 쓰이는데. 아, 해야 되지. 몰라.
I can see that life hasn't been kind to you. Since childhood, you have been used and abused. The guests at the Manchios mansion are not that different. And even if you think you are in control, such a life takes a heavy toll regardless. The only good thing you had in your life was Fabio. You were so frightened of losing him that you killed him. I believe your only chance for a normal life is to receive medical help. Psychiatrists will help you.
Others have always decided what my life should be. And you're no different, Mr. Holmes.
That is your only option, Matista. I'm afraid you can't choose.
나오지 못하나 그러면?
I'll remember this horror forever.
아, 이러면 정해진 거야 이미? 난 선택 안 했는데.
I wish everything were different.
한번 이대로 가보자.
It was Matista, Fabio's friend. All the evidence points to her. It is sadly the result of her traumatic past. She requires medical help. There can be no good in executing a person who has such an illness.
She doesn't look sick to me.
That's why the professionals should handle it.
I suppose you're right. It's still good enough for my promotion. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
현재 고인이 스토어에서 대안에 놓이는 것을 발견. 어? 어허.
garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what...
Oh, you did it, Sherlock. The case is closed.
스토리
And all
스킵해버렸네.
awards belong to
Sorry.
the winner. Bravo.
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
Whatever the truth, it had to be revealed. The victim deserved it.
Well, you seem confident in the value of your actions. I guess since I'm free, you were heard after all. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
I take your point. There are some limits on us all, some compromises we must make. Despite my best efforts, we cannot remain entirely objective.
I didn't want to sadden you, Sherlock, only to make you think beyond your boundaries. You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
이대로 끝난 거야? 안에. 집으로 돌아가자. 뭐야?
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain. And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
John, my anima, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
마지막을 향해 달려가는 것 같구만.
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
뭐? 어허.
That's the descendant of a tree your father planted in London, correct?
Indeed, we planted the sprout here, and for a while it grew happily. Alas, it seems without us here to care for it, it didn't survive.
내 어머니인가?
Is that the raft we made together, John?
Looks more like a pile of rotten planks now.
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
These must help calm her down.
설마.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right? What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
나 때문인가요?
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish. Don't go, Mother, wait. I remember this artifact from Mother's collection. Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
we'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek. You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
I'm waiting for you. Sherry, come here, darling.
Coming, Mother. This was for my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum. I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect.
Water.
I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea. Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry. Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No, don't you dare say such things. You are a liar like all the others.
Mother!
Don't call me that. You aren't fooling me.
No! Mom, it hurts!
My son would never lie.
Mom, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself.
Please stop! It's me, Sherlock!
You are not my Sherry. Give me my son, I can't tell you.
오 마이 갓. 이게 진실이라고? 나를 구하려는 건 맞긴 한데. 지식사? 아, 내가 먹인 게 원인이 된 게 맞긴 한 것 같은데. 아니, 이건 것 같아.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
I killed my own mother, John. It is unforgivable.
It was an accident, Sherlock. She was mad, abusive. You were a child, simply trying to help.
How could I? How could she? You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock,
What?
are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me.
오,
The
좀만
truth I
뚝뚝
couldn't bear.
끊기는 것
But
봐.
now I must face it.
어,
There is only one thing to be done.
What are you talking about?
To expect adherence to the principles of truth and justice, but to fail to hold oneself likewise accountable, it would be hypocrisy. My mother died by my hand. I must turn myself into the authorities and face the consequences of my actions.
The consequences of your actions? You were a child. She did this to you, not you unto her. You are throwing your life away in an act of moralistic vanity. Think of all you could accomplish for our nation.
This is where we differ, Mycroft. To you, the ends justify the means. To me, the means have decided the end. The truth is the truth.
Fine, Sherlock. Walk yourself into the police station and pray those men you oft embarrassed hold no grudges. If you're lucky, they'll simply exile you. If not, I'll see you in 20 years.
going to berate me too? Try and talk me out of it? As I told my brother, if I cannot demonstrate the character I chastise others for lacking...
Sherry, I think this is something you will have to do yourself.
Myself? How do you mean?
All I ever did, all I ever wanted, was to protect you from what happened. And now you tell me I was wrong to try, that it was ego or hypocrisy to show a young boy kindness. But it was just empathy, creativity, and love for one's self. So please, please, Sherlock, don't do it.
Why can none of you see it? The truth is the truth. A murder is a murder. Tell me, John, why?
Because you're breaking my heart. I know you've decided. I know. I just wish you hadn't.
I'm sorry, John. All these years we spent together, all the time I took for granted. You'll always be a part of me.
No, Sherry. That's the point. I don't think
아, 그래픽 좋게 쓰면 더 멋있게 이게 뭔가 됐을 것 같은데. 오, 눈물 흘린다. 오, 쉣. 그렇게 사라지는구나.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, man? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother.
오, 뭐야?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why?
오, 이렇게 된다고?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project. You really are beautiful.
뒤에 누구 사람 같다.
I was prepared to take responsibility for my actions, but again my brother conspired against me. A little diplomatic pressure and the trial was dismissed. Instead, I was exiled from Cordona. Freedom never tasted so bitter. Another perversion of justice at Mycroft's hand. With no means, no home, and no purpose, I returned to London. I enrolled at Cambridge University, but few lectures held my interest. I prefer to spend time alone at the hospital laboratory, pursuing truths in chemical form. No one there questions my choices. I have begun to attract a desperate clientele, men that skulk after me, pleading for answers to their simple mysteries. At first, the distraction was unwelcome. Now, I find myself craving it, lest my mind drift back to the island, to Mother, to John. What was her life worth? How many adulterers and petty thieves will it take to make it right? Can anything?
오, 뭐야?
I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
How far, bruises may be produced after death. How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
야.
The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
뜨거. 이렇게 만난다고, 이렇게 연출했다고. 아. 물 흘리네. 잘 만들었다. 끝까지 다 봐야지. 준내 줄리네. 아, 아. 오케이, 짝짝짝. 난 서브킬 할까 어떻게 할까? 뭐야? 아, 형. 아, 여기서부터 다시 해야 돼? 계속 거기가? 꺼버려 그냥. 뭐 지날까? Let's go. 와우, 얼마만이에요? (1월 16일) 나경 렛츠고. 안녕하세요. 오, 그렇게. 네. 그럼 세우가 그거 뭐야? 네, 엔딩 봐가지고 방금. 엥.
날씨 좋네. 그 훌륭한 물건이군.
엔딩 아주 멋있게 해놨던데. 완전 건너뛰기 결론을 내리면 그 존이 상상 속 친구였잖아요. 이제 그걸 이제 어머니의 죽음의 진실을 제대로 알게 돼서 이제 상상 속 존의 존재를 없애버리고 이제 시간이 얼마나 흐른지 모르겠는데 시간 흐르고 나서 이제 우리가 실제로 아는 그 존 왓슨 박사를 만나게 되는 그런 스토리로 흘러가면서 끝나더라고요. 그런 식으로 딱 하니까 신기하더라고. 네, 그 존 만난 것도 되게 신기했는데 그 어머니 죽음 진실 밝힐 때가 약간 좀 마음이 아팠달까? 이게 약간 그 어머니를 치료하던 박사가 어머니를 죽였냐 아니면 내가 어머니 그 처방약을 잘못 봐가지고 그 약의 알레르기 반응으로 인해서 내가 어머니를 죽인 게 됐냐, 이 둘 중에 하나로 고르게 하더라고요. 그래서 저는 아니 봐도 뭐야 이거 한조 있네. 그냥 약간 증거를 봤을 때 제가 죽인 것 같아서 제가 죽인 걸로 해가지고 이제 그렇게 진실이다라고 받아들였죠. 그렇게 해서 보니까 이제 어머니가 이제 휠체어 타시고 주인공이랑 산책 중이었는데 그 어머니가 그 남편의 죽음을 받아들이지 못했거든요. 그래서 이제 셜록이 이제 아빠는 돌아가신 게 맞다라고 하니까 어머니가 다시 또 정신 이상 증세가 와가지고 셜록을 익사시킬 뻔했어요. 저 새끼는 왜 저래? 뭔 내용이야 저게? 그래서 셜록이 정신 차리고 보니까 이제 엄마는 이미 죽어 있고 그 간호병 그거 해주던 박사가 어머니 어떻게든 살려보려고 했던 것 같은데 이게 그게 실패가 됐고 이제 이제 형인 마이크로프트가 와가지고 약간 진실을 묻게 해준? 그래서 일부러 셜록이 아니라 박사로 몰아가서 셜록한테 피해가 없게끔. 그래서 그 엄마 죽음에 대한 진실들이 묻혔던 거라더라고요. 네. 잘 만들었어요. 아주 스토리가 짱짱해요. 네. 마지막 엔딩이 좀 슬펐지만 그래도 좋다.
제가 은퇴 말씀을 드린 건 이런 뜻이 아니었을 텐데요.
위보 할 거요?
그대가 너무 심심해하지 않았겠소?
네, 그거 참 유감이었겠네요.
네. 안 그래도 오버워치 도저히 살짝씩 다 맛 나올 때마다 하려고요. 작용해서 마오가 깡패일 수도. 아니 거기 힐벤이 안 있어? 약간 메인 스토리가 약간 챕터 느낌으로 있어야 되나? 챕터는 딱히 없는 것 같더라고요. 그냥 메인 스토리가 그렇게 있고. 아, 뭐야? 뭐 누구 지었어? 오 뭐야? 제냐타 왜 사라짐? 미안하다. 아, 나 죽는다. 제냐타 피 225인데 바로 녹을 줄 몰랐네.
언젠간 피지에 가게 되겠지.
내 시종은 죽지 않아요.
어허! 어허! 절대 살아.
널 회복시켰다. 본주의 눈은 너희를 지켜본다. 난 여기 있다. 계속 싸워.
확실히 5일 만에 하니까 준내기 못하겠다. 어머, 잘 가고. 파이팅!
상처에 소금을 뿌려줘. 지원 고맙.
이게 불타네.
치료했다.
그걸 누가 맞는데 새끼야.
똑바로 서. 궁극기가 준비됐다. 공격받고 있다. 적을 발견했다. 넌 강해졌다. 돌격해.
내 시종은 죽지 않아.
난 여기까지다. 계속 싸워.
이대로 임무를 완수하겠습니다.
그래도 웬만해서는 다 갖출 일은 없음게.
여기 적입니다.
불 붙었습니다. 모두 저를 따르세요. 여기 시야에 들어왔습니다.
모두
역시 마오가 돼 마오가 돼 미러전 뜨면은 힐밖에 못 하겠다.
상처에 소금을 뿌려줘. 가벼운 부상이다. 넌 이탈과 그거 아파 보이는데? 널 회복시켰다.
어? 네.
난 아직 안 끝났어.
재우는 게 없네. 호그 마오간데.
내가 구원할게.
추워 추워.
좀 아프겠네.
절대살이여. 오오.
넌 강해졌다. 돌격해. 그거 아파 보이는데?
적이 있습니다.
아니 저거 아무도 못 잡아? 아유 말도 안 돼.
지원 고맙소. 놈들이 승적으로 유리하다. 난 여기 있다. 계속 싸워. 경찰에 치료를 부탁한다. 죽는 건가? 지금이 아니면 기회는 없어. 모두 공격. 괜찮을 거야.
내 시종은
넌 강해졌다. 돌격해. 손이 쉬워. 똑바로 서.
아 슈댕.
내 길은 내 손으로 찾겠어.
밀었다 밀었다. 헐 다행이다. 오.
점수 3대 0. 공수 변경.
아나 해가지고 딜 4천 넣은 적이 별로 없는 것 같은. 사실상 젠야타 이런 애들이랑 스탯인데.
망가진 세계를 물려주진 않을
당신의
거야.
치유가 마법이라는 걸
아 우가우가나 할까?
마법처럼 보이는 것들 때로는 우리가 미처 이해하지 못한 과학 현상이요.
바로 그거죠. 어떤 원리인지 알아내야겠어요.
이렇게 어린 나이에 참전이라니. 스스로를 위한 시간을 갖는 것도 잊지 말거라.
가끔은요. 하지만 할 일이 너무 많은걸요.
하긴 나도 그랬었지.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. 공격이 시작됩니다.
야! 아싸 맞았다 개꿀.
화물을 세우는 게 어떠?
벙커킨 소리가 들리는데. 잘 가고.
내가 지원한다.
야 우리 야타 죽겠다.
화물이 이어서 회방을 놓아야 하오.
아니 그걸 자네. 아!
내 시종은 죽지 않아. 하지만 나는
적을 발견했다.
한 대 때려놨다잉. 아 좋아 좋아 좋아. 한 대 때려놨어. 오케이.
저기 여기 있어.
치유 차단. 적을 발견했다. 모두 넌 강해졌다. 돌격해. 용. 목표를 채웠다. 보스의 눈이 너희를 지켜보네.
난 조용히 있고.
죽지 않아.
적을 포착했다.
아니 방금 개사기네.
공격력을 강화합니다.
아싸 노데스 노데스.
넌 멀쩡하다. 징징거리지 마.
뭐야 뭐야 뭐야. 갑자기 프레인드라. 왜 저한테 지랄이세요? 스이바 제발. 우후. 노데스 노데스. 이것이 자경이지. 자존감.
피하려면 피해봐.
와 5승 3패. 예이.
내 길은 내 손으로 찾겠어.
레이드 같은 거 딱히 없었겠지? 오쉣.
아무도 내 도시를 건드리지 못해. 에스페란사에 오신 걸 환영합니다. 곧 전투가 시작됩니다. 영웅을 선택하십시오.
오호 자경에서 위도우 하겠다고? 아 진짜 어지간히 추운가 보다. 그러게요.
좌절은 절 더 강하게 만들 뿐이에요. 내가 키를 다 먹어도 손해지 마. 알았지?
디바가 안 터질란가 모르겠네. 자리야 할걸? 바티 할 거 그랬나? 윈스턴 잘못 뛰었고. 와 녹았어 씨바.
이쪽이에요. 로봇을 데려갔어. 젠장! 방벽이 공격을 받고 있어.
저기 여기 있어.
특급 배송이에요.
저기 움직였어. 막아야
공격받고 있어요. 장작 탄지. 나부를 붙었어. 울트는 와봐. 제가 해결해드릴게요. 당신을 돕겠어요. 여기에 적이 있어요.
아싸 상대가 더 못함. 개꿀.
이쪽이에요. 저쪽이에요. 제가 어머니들
나이스 점프 스킵. 어디다 숨겨? 오! 오! 알았어, 살았어.
이제 밀어볼게요. 나한테 안 걸리는 게 좋을 걸.
죽될 뻔했어, 죽될 뻔했어. 나이스 모아 쏘깅.
당신을 죽겠어요. 상태를 들었어요. 상벽이 공격을 받고 있어요.
아니 쟤한테 한 건데 안 되네 잘.
치료해드릴게요. 꺼져. 적에게 공격받고 있어.
오. 자, 지리 한번 피해주고.
나 불 붙었어. 올 테면 와봐. 자폭샷. 제게.
쉣. 이게 무슨 게임인가? 그러게요. 자격이라 그럴 수도 있어. 단점은 슬슬 저런 애들이 내 팀이 될 수 있다. 아이 보다닥 핑벤.
내가 해봐. 시와 어떠세요?
아, 나갔네.
수리되었다.
아하.
눈부시게 정확하지.
아하. 그게 빠데의 단점이죠. 하물며 경쟁전도 나가고 있는데
회복된다.
빨리 그 개선을 해야 되는데 탈출 페널티 갖고는 어머. 이거 왜 힐팩이 안 보임? 버그인가? 그쵸. 팀벤 하니까 바로 팀벤 돼 있다. 큰일 날 뻔했네. 화물맵이 되게 애매한데. 뭐하지?
내 길은 내 손으로 찾겠어.
레킹볼? 레킹볼 있을까요? 모르겠네요. 네, 한번 질렀어요. 뭐 힐벤. 어. 어. 아무튼 뒤대로 뒤질 뻔. 우리 아나 왜 저기 있는데? 그때 무빙에 어. 아, 명중률 레전드네. 아, 레킹볼 뺐네? 아, 이제 V를 빼야겠다. 다이아 떨궜고요. 자탄 안 먹히게 조심하고. 이거 못 비벼 못 비벼. 오케이. 아이 죽네. 도망쳐. 아! 이럴 땐 제냐타가 왔다. 아, 노데스 할 수 있었는데 이 디바 살린다고 내가 죽었네. 얘들 피 관리를 못하노. 이 새끼들 진짜 1층 존내 좋아하네.
아리아를 넣어주는 게 더 나을 것 같은데 상대 자탄 있을 것 같아.
남은 시간 30초.
앞으로 나아가시. 시간 서둘러. 여기 주의하시. 사라질 것이. 저기 여기 있어.
아, 2층은 미니까 시원하게 딱 밀잖아, 딱.
점수 3대 0. 공수 변경.
힐벤 풀면 키리코가 맞는데 야타가 맞는 것 같아.
불화 속에서 평온을 찾을 것이오.
케이지가 무적공이 아니죠?
그거 좋은데요? 다음에 소장님이 뭐라고 하시면 써먹어야지.
공격기 충전 중이래.
엄마의 일은 끝나는 법이 없지.
여기야. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
지금이니? 아싸 개꿀맛.
화물을 저지하십시오.
씨발 떨어졌다. 아 떨어졌으면 안 되는데. 야. 아 떨어졌으면 안 되는데.
배우기 위해서는 100번을,
출동.
깨닫기 위해서는 1000번을 경험해야 하오. 고통에서 해방시켜 주겠어. 공격받고 있어. 우리 마음 일치했어. 이쪽이요.
씨발 나 왜 놓노? 아 그래 케이지가 우리 게 아니구나.
일이 잠깐 틀어졌을 뿐.
궁극기 충전 중이야.
게임이 안 되네 그냥.
어떻게 하죠?
화물에 적이 있어. 몰아내자.
저쪽이요. 저기 여기 있어.
궁극기 충전 중이야.
정말 불길하고. 공격받고 있어. 고맙소. 여기 저기 있어.
이거 방벽 체력 몇이야? 야 이렇게 안 깎이냐 이거 잘.
돌이 붙었어.
내 길은 내 손으로 찾겠어. 그거 칭찬인가요?
지는 게 딱 눈에 보이지 않나요?
감사해요.
질 것 같은 이 분위기. 오가오가가 하고 싶었나 보지.
여기 한 놈 있어요. 적을 발견했어요. 다이조부. 여기 한 놈 있어요. 저쪽이에요. 씻어버려요. 별일 없죠? 적을 발견했어요. 여길 보시. 고모레비노 고토쿠. 여기 한 놈 있어요. 민영의 한중이에요. 적을 발견했어요.
키리코 게리. 괜히 왔네 씨발.
화물을 부숴줄 수
궁극기 충전 중. 여기 한 놈 있어요. 가이키. 하늘작가 신사 영웅 모두의 길을 밝혀줘.
뭐 여기 씨발 깔리다 말라누. 야 아래 내려가지 않았어? 이거 갑자기 나한테 왜 줘?
따뜻한 느낌이야.
들어갔으면 안 되는데. 아니 여기 너프 박았나? 원래 이렇게 바닥으로 이렇게 같이 깔리지 않나? 아니 저기만 하고 끝났네. 그 내리하는 것도 한계가 있는 건가? 너무 대각선이었나? 될 줄 알고 그 멀리서 깔았더니만 전혀 안 되네.
내 길은 내 손으로 찾겠어. 밤새도록 이번 임무를 준비했다고. 게임도 조금 했지만.
와 3분 48초 지렸다.
일이 잘 풀리면 놈들은 영문도 모르고 당할 거야. 공격기 충전 중입니다. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 공격이 시작합니다.
왜 나 있잖아.
이건 제 선물이에요.
아니 마오가 씨발 마오가 견제 안 하고 뭐하노?
이제 괜찮아졌어요. 잘 믿으세요. 여기 한 놈 있어요. 적을 발견했어요.
아 진짜 레전드네.
조심해요. 수쪽으로 열쇠요.
아니 뒤에 키리코 같이 봐주고 있는데 씨발 왜 튀어? 아 게임 할 줄을 모르는데.
난 그리 쉽게 포기하지 않아. 날 보고 저기 화물을 옮기고 있어.
아나형 어떻게 살았노?
영웅, 모두의 길을 밝혀줘. 여기 한 놈 있어요. 뼛속까지 따뜻한 느낌이야.
아 씨발.
다시 할 시간이야.
안 만나겠지 또. 새벽 심하긴 하더라고요. 저번에 언제지? 이맘때쯤 돌리니까 딜러 15패 했었는데. 네. 그래서 2에서 4로 강등됐잖아요. 플레이 2에서 4로. 아니 그게 안 죽어?
가볼까?
아. 더 웃긴 거는 4승 14패까지 갔었거든요. 그래서 1승 하냐 15패 하냐에 이제 그게 있었는데 와 바로 그냥 15패 4승 15패 했습니다. 4승 15패. 마우스가 안 돌아가. 아 씨발 어지간히 못하네.
훨씬 낫네.
네 쉬는 날이어서 열심히 돌리고 있는 중.
다시 싸워볼까?
오 씨발 에임 뭐야? 다시 갔네.
아주 좋아.
시내에서 잘 쉬고 있는 거지. 까비. 아 그래서 그 사실 그 셜록한 이유도 아, 얘 없노. 셜록 한 이유도 15패 가지고 한 거여가지고 오버워치 말고 슬슬 다른 게임을 해야 되지 않나 싶을 차에 찾은 거라서 15패 하니까 해탈하게 되던데. 오버워치 하면서 진짜 15패 한 적이 처음이어가지고 많이 져도 한 11패, 10패밖에 안 됐었는데. 핑이나 해야지.
내가 정하는 곳이 바로 내 왕좌다.
뭔 일이 있었길래 또 저러군. 나아질 기미가 없다. 안 그래도 핵도 풀렸다는데 작용에 핵이 없나?
벌써부터 기대가 되네요. 다들 움직이셨나요? 저기 오는
오 둠둠둠둠 둠둠피 애쉬. 어이 으질으질하구만.
꾸물거리지 말고 여기로 모여.
아 살아나왔네.
뜯어줄 이빨은 아직 많아.
오 내로 조질 것 같아. 오 나이스. 뭐야 지렸고. 와 자리야 존나 방. 아 지금 퍼스턴시가 이거밖에 안 나오네. 아 뭐야 나 왜 오리사 됐음? 픽한 게 오리사였구나. 깜짝 놀랐네. 오 안 죽었어. 힐러 잡는 애들이 아무도 없네. 악영이라서 딱히.
자주 듣는 말이에요. 어떤 걸 물어보시려고요?
Let's go.
찾을 수 있습니다.
또 저렇게 정면을 또 걸어갔어? 이걸 살려주는 미친. 파라를 못 때리네. 와, 저희 자리야 1데스야 1데스. 아무도 자리야를 안 때려 씨발. 이 정도면 승리한 게 기적인데. 뭔 소리야? 라인 소리인가? 와우! 오케누?
당신이 앞서 나갑니다.
엄청 많죠? 이거 뭐야? 얘 핵 같은데 약간? 아닌가? 와, 반응이 너무 상남자인데?
내 화살은 흔들리지 않는다. 복수가 너를 찾는다.
네, 손보를 못 맞추는 거 보면 아닌 것 같기도 하고.
반드시 찾고 말겠다.
단순한 기분 탓일 수도 있고.
용의 징표를 남겨주지.
돌아오네.
무관으로 공격을 준비하십시오. 영웅을
오, 마삼. 뭐하지? 와우, 키이코 13시간? 배치로 그만 찍고 아닌가? 배치로 그만은 아닌가? 야, 많이도 한다. 오치가 재밌나 보네. 뭘 해야 될까? 우가우가나 할까?
총 두 자루에
71시 게임을 한다.
마우가님이라고.
5, 4, 3,
바로 갈게요.
1.
여기까지.
놈들이 수적으로 유리하다.
레킹 아,
브리기테 대령했어요.
와 미쳤다 미쳤어. 힐벤 하나에 그냥 사라져버리네. 무섭다 무서워.
세상을 구할 시간이라고? 게임 시작!
누가 1등 했겠지. 먹방 잘했어 씨발. 빵 밥비 들어와 애쉬 들어와. 야 헤드 한 방에 가버리네. 나 150 아니야?
저기 여기 있다. 하나님께 거점을 점령하시죠.
아 애쉬 헤드 그 배수가 높지? 한번 했어.
알겠어요.
이거 뭐 자리야 나오노. 아 진짜 개노잼 게임 만드네. 디바 나왔다고 자리야 나오는 것 봐. 와. 레킹보 살려. 아니 윈스턴 살려. 아이고 호구 죽어요. 나이스. 개꿀. 뭐 어디까지 튀기는 거야? 윈스턴 궁 있는겨? 아는 척? 우와 씨바 터질 뻔. 우.
아티스트 보고한다.
누가 애쉬 니가 이길까봐 중계 잘함. 아유 윈스턴 씨봉새야. 나눠있다고 그냥 달려가 버리네. 중력 공도 있을 거고. 어. 오, 큰일 날 뻔. 아, 둔피를 할 줄 알면 둔피해도 되긴 하는데 할 줄 뭐. 이건 윈선이 맞다.
더 나은 세상을 만들 수 있어.
와리가리 맞춰야지.
누가 부르셨습니까?
막판 해야겠다.
제가 봐드리겠지만 노력은 본인이 하셔야 합니다.
저희가 LC가 잘하니까 민선의 땅은 그냥 바로 놓을 수가 있기 때문에 수비니까 그나마 괜찮다? 더구나 자경 탱커라서
저기 있어.
어우 애쉬 나왔구요.
저기 보입니다.
우리 공 있을 수도 있겠다. 나이스 나눠 빼. 도망쳐. 게이드 나눠 빼. 4번 아직 멀었을 것 같고. 아싸 게이드.
고맙습니다.
제 이름 뭐냐?
누가 부르셨습니까?
거점을 가져가기 주지 마십시오. 저쪽이다. 불 붙었습니다. 모두 저를 따르세요. 반갑군.
나이스 디바펑. 좋아요.
적들에게 시간이 없다. 버텨.
애쉬 어디 갔어?
저기 있어. 저쪽이. 최고의
아이씨. 좋았다. 디버 어시스트 개질이네. 고추 뿌리기 타타타.
보내주신 사랑에 감사드려요.
오케이. 이제 갈게요. 안녕 안녕.